Could this be the final time we see the offensive mastermind in the Pacific Northwest? Or is there one last miracle left in the playbook before the ultimate showdown? The whispers in the Bay Area have turned into a roar, and the fate of the franchise's strategy is hanging by a thread as the biggest game of the year looms. You need to hear what the locker room is saying right now, because the emotional weight of this departure is hitting harder than anyone expected. Before we dive into the heart of this coaching drama and the emotional tribute from the defensive stars, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, share this with every diehard fan you know, and subscribe so you never miss a beat of this postseason journey. We are standing on the precipice of Super Bowl 60, and while the world is focused on the ring, the real story brewing in the shadows is the future of our brilliant offensive coordinator. Is it truly possible to lose the architect of this high-flying system just as we reach the mountaintop? The reality is starting to set in for everyone following the team. Clint Kubiak is the name on everyone's lips, and the momentum toward him taking the head coaching reins with the Las Vegas Raiders feels almost unstoppable at this point. But here's what makes this story different from your typical coaching carousel. Usually, when a coordinator looks for the exit door right before a championship game, you expect a bit of friction or perhaps some underlying resentment from the head coach. You'd think there'd be frustration about the distraction. But instead, Mike Macdonald is doing something that defines the culture of this organization. He isn't just letting Kubiak go, he is actively championing him. Macdonald spoke today, and the level of class he showed was legendary. He didn't shy away from the rumors. He leaned into them, praising Kubiak's vision and the incredible plan he brought to the table from day one. Think about the message that sends to the rest of the league. When the leader of your team props up his staff even when they're about to become a rival, it creates a destination where every top-tier assistant wants to work. Macdonald isn't just a coach, he's a builder of men. He acknowledged that while he might have overthought the hiring process initially, the moment he sat down with Clint, everything clicked. They were aligned. They were partners. And now, they have exactly one game left together to finish the mission. Do you think a coach leaving for a head coaching job during Super Bowl week helps or hurts the team's focus on the field? The players are feeling it too. This isn't a situation where the guys are happy to see a tough taskmaster leave. It's the opposite. The respect for Kubiak in that building is immense. Take a look at what rookie standout Gray Zabel had to say. He's been vocal about how Kubiak redefined his entire concept of hard work. Zabel mentioned that he tried to be the first one in for treatment, rolling into the facility before 6 a.m., thinking he was the early bird, only to see Kubiak's car already sitting in its spot. Every single day. That's the first in, last out mentality that breeds champions. When your leader outworks you, you don't just play for him, you follow him into the fire. And it's not just the rookies. A.J. Barner has seen his role explode in this system. He came in known as a blocker, but under this scheme, he's become a legitimate red zone weapon. He's been diving deep into the archives, studying film of the old school systems that Clint's father made famous, looking at the way tight ends like Owen Daniels thrived in this lineage. The players aren't just running plays, they are students of a legacy. If this is truly the end of the road for the Kubiak era in Seattle, he's leaving behind a blueprint for success that will be felt for years. Question of the day: if the Raiders do officially hire Clint Kubiak after the Super Bowl, who is your absolute dream candidate to take over the offense next season? Should we promote from within or go after a big name? Type your answers in the comments below right now. I'm reading every single one. If the departure becomes official, the focus immediately shifts to the succession plan. The good news: the cupboard is far from empty. Two names are already generating massive buzz within the facility: passing game coordinator Jake Peetz and running game coordinator Justin Otten. Both of these men have been instrumental in the explosive success we've seen this season. Pete's is already a hot commodity on the interview circuit, and promoting him would offer the kind of continuity that keeps a championship window open. Meanwhile, Otten's influence on the resurgence of the ground game in the second half of the season cannot be overstated. He's earned the players' trust and understands the language Macdonald wants to speak. The beauty of this internal options list is that it maintains the culture. The players already respect these guys. The verbiage stays the same. The rhythm stays the same. We aren't rebuilding, we're reloading. Whether it's Pete's or Otten, the foundation is solid. But let's pivot away from the X's and O's for a moment and talk about why we do this. Why do we obsess over every practice report and coaching rumor? It's because of the connection between the city and the stars. To wrap up our coverage today, we have to highlight the incredible comments from our defensive anchors about the fans. Ernest Jones, a man who has played in some massive markets, was genuinely blown away by the culture here. He shared a story about how, in other cities, he could walk into a grocery store unnoticed, but in Seattle, he's treated like a king. Even though he's a humble star, he realized very quickly that the 12s are a different breed. The love shown to him during some difficult personal times this year has forged a bond that goes beyond football. He doesn't just play for a paycheck. He plays for a city that embraced him when he needed it most. Then you have Devin Witherspoon, who is arguably the heartbeat of this defense. He talked about the literal environment, the mountains, the trees, the rain, and how it all feeds into the atmosphere of the stadium. He reminisced about the divisional playoff atmosphere and admitted he had never experienced anything like that in his entire life. When players like Witherspoon and Jones say they want to be part of this community for life, it isn't just coach speak. It's a reflection of the energy we provide every single Sunday. This team plays for the Pacific Northwest. They play for every fan who has ever lost their voice screaming on a third down. They understand that it's bigger than just one player or one coach. It's a collective pulse that drives this franchise toward greatness. As we head into the final days of preparation for the Super Bowl, the message is clear. Whether coaches stay or go, the bond between this team and its city is unbreakable. We are going to be live on the ground all week long, bringing you every update, every interview, and every bit of breaking news as it happens. We are in the middle of a massive battle to grow this community, and your support is the only way we win. We've got a massive watch party planned for Sunday, and you definitely don't want to miss what we have in store. Stay locked in, stay passionate, and let's get that one last win for the history books. We'll see you in the next one.